My name is Brent Libby. I'm the fire rescue chief here in Windham as a firefighter paramedic. And we operate, main office is at the Public Safety Building, 375 Gray Road. We also operate out of the North Windham Fire Station located on 302 Roosevelt Trail. And then we have two additional substations. South Windham Station is a shared station with Gorham at 33 Main Street, and the East Windham Station is at 75 Falmouth Road over by the Little League field. The substations are manned only by college live-in students. So we have a college live-in program that works with Southern Maine Community College predominantly, where at the East Station we have 2 college students. The South Station we have 3 college students, and they live in the fire station free of charge. They have a curfew, they need to be there a certain amount of time. They maintain their grades, they maintain the stations and the apparatus in those stations. They respond just as regular call company members would. The Central Station and North Windham Station are staffed 24 hours a day, so there are always 5 people on duty between those 2 particular stations. The town itself, we have broken up into 4 districts for responses, and each of those stations has a specific district based on their geographical location. North Windham, as one might imagine, is our busiest single district, and then Central Station during the day covers the other 3 districts predominantly in town. The type of call that we respond to the most is our emergency medical calls. The ambulances are the busiest, so we have 3 ambulances here in Windham. If we get to a situation beyond either our personnel restrictions or the number of ambulances we have, then we call mutual aid from our surrounding communities to come in and assist us. We're what they call a combination fire department, fire EMS department. So our personnel are cross-trained, the majority of our personnel are cross-trained to do both firefighting and emergency medical services. So they're all day long, they're moving back and forth between vehicles and equipment based on what the call is and how it's been dispatched. We supplement our full-time staff and responses with per diem personnel. So during the day, there are 3 additional per diem personnel on, and at night there's 1, and then the remaining department is staffed with call company members, which the easiest way to describe a call company member is that they are paid volunteers. So they come out when they're available from home or from work, most predominantly from home. And when they come out either for a response or for training, we compensate them for their time while they're out. There are a couple of misconceptions people think. One is that in some cases that everybody is a paramedic, which isn't necessarily the case. We do have a paramedic on duty all the time, but we have 3 different license levels of EMS providers. So there's a basic EMT, there's an advanced EMT, and then there's a paramedic. And each one of those license levels has a ceiling of training that they're up to, paramedic being the highest. The other misconception a lot of people have is that when they call an ambulance is that they will get a priority at the hospital, which is not the case. It is not uncommon that if you were to go by ambulance to a local hospital that you go to the waiting room because there may be somebody sicker ahead of you, or there may be somebody that walked in off the street that is sicker than you. So in a lot of cases, people will call an ambulance assuming that they can get in and seen quicker, and that's simply not the case. Several years ago, the 911 system implemented what they call emergency medical dispatch and emergency fire dispatch. So when you dial 911, you receive a dispatcher from the Cumberland County Regional Communications Center, which happens to be located here in Windham, down near the prison. When you call 911, they ask you a series of questions. They ask you to say and spell the street that you live on. That may seem a bit redundant and foolish, but they do that because as you say a street, it sounds similar to other streets, so they want to make sure that they get your exact location right so we can get you help. And then they'll go into a series of questions that are scripted. It's a national standard level of questions, and it is based on the type of emergency you're having. Based on your answers to those questions, the system will generate what we call a determinant code, which prioritizes your emergency. The other advantage to that system is that as you answer those questions and you provide information, the dispatchers can provide you with instructions. So again, if it's a carbon monoxide detector, they're going to provide you with instructions on how to leave your home and leave safely. If it's a medical call, they'll back to chest pain, they'll ask you if you have aspirin available in your house, and they'll tell you to take aspirin. If it's an allergic reaction, they'll ask you if you have an EpiPen available, and they'll start medical care while we're still responding. So a lot of people get frustrated with those questions because they feel, I've called 911, I need to just get help here. And as soon as they know what town you're in and where your address, they're starting to dispatch us. But all of that information that they're collecting helps us to get you the right resource at the right time.